Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Vlogmas. Day 11, 12, no, 10? I don't know. Today is December 11th, but I am like 2 days behind when I'm filming. So that's why the number day of Vlogmas is different from the date, because I started like 2 days early so that if I couldn't film one day, then I didn't have to worry about that, and then I could just upload a video and then, whatever. Eventually it'll all work out and the last video will be posted on December 27th, I believe. But anyways, today it was pouring rain when I woke up. It kind of cleared out a little bit, but I thought today I would do a Q&A. And so on my Instagram, I posted a little question bubble thing for people to ask me questions. I'm going to answer them a little bit later, but first I'm going to go to World Market and maybe Home Goods, get some Christmas shopping done. I also wanted to show you guys that I put my keychain on and it's so cute. Anti-hero. It's me. I'm the problem. Also, as you guys saw in the earlier montage, that I got water beads and I'm so excited. 2 days ago was like, I really want some water beads. So I just bought them on Amazon and I'm so excited about it. I don't know why. It is time for our Q&A. The sun has just come out and it has been cloudy all day. And what time is it? It's 4:10 and the sun is probably gonna go down in about 20 minutes. So we're just gonna go through these questions. I asked you guys on Instagram to ask me some questions and that's what I'm gonna be answering today. And unsurprisingly, there was a ton of questions about Taylor Swift, which I expected as a Swiftie. Okay, so I've screenshotted quite a few of these questions. First question we're starting with is my favorite Taylor Swift album. I feel like I've said this many times before, but Speak Now is my favorite Taylor Swift album. And then somebody asked kind of a question that goes along with this was, you said Speak Now is your favorite album, can you tell us why? And so Speak Now is my favorite album for many reasons. Some of my favorite songs are on this album, Last Kiss being one of them. One of my favorite songs ever, has the best bridge of all time, and I think I just love how like magical and whimsical it is. I would literally sell my arm to go back and go to the Speak Now tour because I never got to go, and so I'm really hoping that on the Eras tour that she brings some kind of aspect of each tour back. Specifically, I want her to bring back the Speak Now tree that she sat under and played guitar. I love the aesthetic. I loved all the tour outfits. Sparks Fly was like one of my first favorite Taylor Swift songs. Back to December. I feel like this album is what made me a Swiftie back in 2010-11. Mean was the song that made me a Swiftie, like what took me from casual fan to crazy fan very quickly. And I remember I listened to Mean on repeat for like 4 hours on a road trip. And so let's do the math on that. How long is that song? So that song is almost 4 minutes. 60 divided by 4, 15 times in an hour. I listened to Mean 60 times in a row. I just like highly identified with a lot of those songs, even if I didn't have exactly the same experiences as she was writing about. The emotions in that album were very relatable to me, especially like, I don't know. It's just a very emotional album and a very like naive, whimsical album, and that was like everything to me when I was like 16. So I am a Speak Now stan, and I really hope that Taylor's version comes out soon because I need to hear Enchanted Taylor's version. I got some other kind of questions. Someone asked how tall I am. I'm 5'5". Some other basic questions people ask me are, how old are you? I'm 25. I just turned 25. I live in Southern California, and I always have. Someone asked, what do you think about Taylor making her own movie? If you didn't see, Taylor Swift will be on Variety's direct directors on directors, which is, I don't know what that is exactly, but there's going to be an interview coming out very soon here, and she is going to make her directorial debut with a feature film that she wrote herself. A lot of the details are not clear yet, but I think that's crazy. Obviously, we just saw the behind the scenes of the All Too Well short film, and you can really see her hands-on as director, and I think it's gonna be absolutely crazy if she creates her own movie, and I really, really hope that I like it. I think, obviously I will. I like anything she does. I'm wondering what kind of script this is. I had a couple ideas and I saw some on TikTok. What if she wrote a story about the folklore love triangle? That's one, like Betty and James, all that. And then the second theory is that she wrote a script about the last great American dynasty, the story of the house, the holiday house. And so I think that would also be really cool, but maybe it's neither of those things. I don't know. Maybe we'll find out soon, but I'm very excited for it. Someone asked, what's your favorite movie or TV show? My favorite movie is Flipped, and that came out quite a while ago, but is the cutest coming of age love story of all time. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's also a book. I loved the book, loved the movie. That's my favorite movie of all time. Some of my favorite shows, I have so many. One Tree Hill, Make It or Break It, Gilmore Girls. Shows that I've watched this year, The Summer I Turned Pretty was very good. I actually haven't binge watched a TV show in a long time, so leave me some recommendations down below. I've been wanting to get into another show. A couple of you asked what my favorite song on Midnights is, and if you haven't seen my full ranking video, I just posted it yesterday or the day before, my full ranking of the album, and right now my favorite song on the album is Dear Reader. It's subject to change, but right now Dear Reader is the top, and then also Sweet Nothing and Maroon are up there as well. Someone gave me a this or that, would've, could've, should've, or Last Kiss. Obviously Last Kiss. There's nothing that compares to that song really for me. And number 2 is Reputation or 1989, and I would have to say Reputation. I'm a rep girly. Someone said if you could live in one Taylor Swift album, what would it be? Speak Now. I'd be living in like a Candyland castle probably, surrounded by woodland creatures. Someone said favorite track 5. Obviously All Too Well 10 is like god tier, but I think the most underrated track 5 is Cold As You from the debut album. I love that song so much. Somebody asked me what inspired you to start on YouTube, and honestly I feel like I always wanted to start a YouTube channel, I just didn't know what to put on it. When I first started out on here, if you've been here since the very, very beginning, which I don't know how many of you are, so if you have been since the beginning, please comment down below, let me know. That's like really cool. I've been on YouTube for 3 years, 4 years almost, but I didn't like gain a following until 2020. But I basically vlogged my study abroad semester in college, and I really, really loved the process of filming and vlogging and editing videos and posting them and everything. So after that, I just started posting whatever, and guitar videos stuck, and then Taylor Swift stuck, and then just like I've evolved so much over the years. I've always needed like a creative outlet, so this was just one of them that happened to work out for me. Somebody asked, how was your EF trip? Would you recommend that company? So if you didn't know, I went to Greece in October for about 2 weeks, and I booked this trip through this company called EF Ultimate Break because I had just seen so many other YouTubers slash influencers do it, and also other people that had gone on Semester at Sea, which was my study abroad program, had gone on it. So I was like, oh, it must be similar. So I booked that trip last year, and EF is great because you can do a payment plan. So you put like a down payment on a trip and then you just pay it off over time. And so it was really much easier for me to pay for this kind of trip because I just had like a small monthly payment for like almost a year, and then it just made it much more attainable for me, just like a couple $100 a month set aside for traveling. And then pretty much everything was included in the trip: flights, hotel, transportation, some of the meals were included. But EF is a company that plans trips for ages 18 to 35. I think they extended to 35. It's like one of the best ways to solo travel because you'll be solo, but you'll be in a group of other people in their 20s. And so when I went with my best friend, we were in a group of like 25 people, and it was really fun. I met all kinds of people, made some friends. It made the trip really enjoyable. Also stress-free travel, logistics, everything. Our tour guide was so great, Kiri. He was the best. We We went to Athens, Santorini, Paros, and Mykonos, and it was just like so fun, like one of the best trips, and I would definitely use them again in the future, and so I definitely do recommend their services. It was great. A few of you asked, can you give a Taylor Swift album ranking? Can I rank the albums? I really don't like ranking Taylor Swift albums because they're so different and they're hard to compare on a list, but I will give you the ones I listen to most. So obviously Speak Now is my favorite album. Maybe I'll give you my top 5. Okay, so second would be Red Taylor's version. Folklore, Evermore, and if we're counting Midnights in this, I feel like it's a little biased because it just came out and it's really new to me, and I'll go ahead and put Midnights at number 5. Yeah, so that's my ranking right now. It's always gonna change though. Someone asked, what's the best song you've ever written? There's 2 songs that come to mind, and both of those are on my music channel, so if you want to check those out, you can head over to my music channel where I post some of my original songs on there. There's a song called Over It, and there's a song called Would You Love Me Then. I think those are some of the best songs that I've written because those are 2 songs that I performed for 2 different like open mic talent show type of things, and I had people come up to me and tell me that they could relate to them, and that is like all you want to hear as somebody who writes songs. And then Ellen from Forever Faithful asked a question. She said, have you picked your outfit for the Eras concert yet? Which album are you gonna rep? And I've been contemplating this. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. I really want to have a Bejeweled moment, so I might for one of the concerts like go full disco ball, like mirror ball Bejeweled vibes, and just be like as sparkly and shimmery as possible. I think that would be really fun. But if I had to pick like an era to rep, I really want to be Speak Now Taylor with the purple dress. Yeah, I definitely want to get the Speak Now dress from the tour. I think that would be a good nod to my favorite album. A couple of you asked, how have I been? How am I? That was very nice of you to ask. I don't really talk about like my personal life on the channel at all, really. I just kind of talk about Taylor Swift a lot, but I've been doing decently. I think I will say I'm excited for this year to end, and I'm excited for a new year to start because this year hasn't been the greatest year ever, but there were some great moments, I will say. Which 2 artists do you wish you could see collab? I thought about this a lot. Obviously, it's gonna be a Taylor Swift collab, and I think for if she re-releases her debut country album, I would love to see Kelsey Ballerini on it. I really just want them to sing a vault track together. I think that would make my country heart so happy. I am a country music fan, and Taylor Swift doesn't really do country music anymore, but I would really like her to get in her more like yeehaw era, especially if she re-released the debut era. So I think Kelsey Ballerini on a vault track would be so fun. Country girl duo. The place that you dream to live in. I've thought about this a lot. I've thought about moving out of California for a while, but I just don't think I can do it. If you're born in California, it is so hard to leave, even though it's so expensive. If I had to live somewhere else, I would really like to live out of the country for a little bit, like in Europe somewhere, just not permanently, but like it would just be nice to live somewhere else for a good chunk, maybe like 6 months, a year or something. Take a year and just go live somewhere else. That would be really fun and like a different experience. Maybe like France or Italy or somewhere in Europe. I don't know. Ooh, someone asked me my favorite Taylor Swift lyric. This is literally the hardest question you could possibly ask me. One of them that comes to mind is from This Is Me Trying, and she says, I was so ahead of the curve became a sphere, fell behind all my classmates, and it ended up here. That whole second verse of This Is Me Trying is my favorite thing ever. From You Are in Love, the end of the bridge, she says, you understand now why they lost their minds and fought the wars, and why I've spent my whole life trying to put it into words. That lyric always gives me the chills. And then Last Kiss, I hope the sun shines and it's a beautiful day and something reminds you you wish you had stayed. I could go on and on and on for hours and hours about this. And then most recently, Dear Reader on Midnights, she says, no one sees when you lose when you're playing solitaire. She's just so good. It is impossible to choose like one single favorite. I could choose one from every song, but those are just a couple of my faves. Favorite song off Evermore and Folklore. I would say Folklore, my favorite song is This Is Me Trying. Yeah. And then from Evermore, either Champagne Problems or 'Tis the Damn Season. Who is your favorite dog, Mac or Bandit? My sister commented this from my dog's Instagram. I have 2 dogs. Mac is an English lab and he's just a chunky boy, and then Bandit is a Jack Russell Terrier and he is absolutely insane. We all know the answer is Mac. Mac is my favorite dog in the entire world. There will be no better dog than Mac. Bandit is nice to me sometimes, but he is just like absolutely like crackhead energy. Okay, last question here. What aspect of your life has Taylor affected you the most? I feel like Taylor Swift has changed the trajectory of my entire life. I have no idea what I would be doing if I didn't listen to her music because it affected so many things. I picked up the guitar, learned all of her songs. That became like a huge creative outlet for me. And then in college, playing guitar helped me find my community, my friends, everything. I started on YouTube and teaching guitar and talking about Taylor Swift, and just, I wouldn't be doing this if I wasn't a Taylor Swift fan, for sure. So everything, so many things. The way I write, I became an English major because I figured out that I liked writing, just so many things, everything. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's Q&A. Thank you guys for asking all of your questions. Sorry if I didn't get to your question. Maybe I will have to do another one of these sometime. That is gonna be the end of today's video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.